What's good, Can't Focus? Your boy Dom. This is another one of those days where I didn't know what to smoke, so
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
I hopped in the hop in the humidor. I reached in the humidor and I grabbed the Bolivar and a glass tube, and we're gonna see what it do today with this, y'all. I don't even know what to expect, so let's go. So the good thing I feel like when you get one of these in the glass tubes, whether you decided to keep it there or not, is the fact that you can really get the essence of the cigar as soon as you pull it out of the tube. And this one right here, it's notes of the like raisinette, so we get the chocolate covered raisin, a touch of cinnamon. So really bold. It makes me feel like this is gonna be a bold cigar. So good thing I got something to eat, so we'll see how this goes. I'll be pairing this today with a little bit of my Forever Flask today, so it's a little bit of everything in this thing, so I like it. And hopefully that pairs well with this cigar today. But before we light this cigar up, let's give it a cold draw. Man, that is an extremely tight draw on this cigar. I mean extreme. It's almost like a milkshake. I gotta clear some of this out. So real quick, if you guys never done it, if you get a cigar that feels pretty snug and tight, what you can do is if you got one of these little cigar it's really like a poker. So basically if you're trying to smoke a cigar down to the nub, you use one of these. So anyway, two ways you can use this. I'll go ahead and stick it right down the middle. There are products out there that you can get the perfect draw tool that you can get, but this one works just fine for me, so I don't feel the need to get anything extra. So you just take it and just poke it down inside of the cap where you cut, just to loosen up that tobacco, and we'll hope that fixes it right there. Sometimes when you get a stuck cigar like this that's pretty tight, once you light it and it gets past whatever is keeping it nice and snug, it'll clear up for you. And that's working just a little bit, man, but it's really tight draw on this cigar. Hopefully it doesn't affect the experience of this cigar. Not looking for that at all. All right, I think I got it as good as I'm gonna get. Let's go ahead and light it up and see what happens next. The bad part about the constriction in that cigar right now is the fact I couldn't get a good cold draw on it. It was that tight, but what I could tell was more like what I was getting from the body of the cigar when I pulled out a tube. Basically that light cinnamon, that chocolate, and that raisinette character. But really couldn't get a good one because of how stuck this cigar was. I really having to pull on this cigar to really get the cigar out. But from the first draw of the cigar, it's got some cereal notes on it. Basically like opening up a box of Rice Krispies or something that without a lot of sugar on it. More of your puff cereal. That's what I'm getting out of this. This cigar is insanely tight right now. I got to work on this a little bit more and try to see if I can get it opened up just a little bit more. So experiencing this right now, basically, you guys probably went through this before and you probably have better techniques. Let me know what you do. But I just normally just keep stabbing it so I can get to loosen up. Sometimes you can, but you have to do this lightly though. Sometimes you can push on your cigar, press on this a little bit, but like this one is really stiff, so I really can't find a spot where I can get that unstuck. I just got to keep working it here, and hopefully that spot is at the cap where it's keeping me from being able to draw on this cigar like I want to. Still super tight. This is gonna be one of those reviews where I'm gonna be fighting this the whole time. It just is what it is right now. This is one I got, so we're gonna rock with it. So just to get a view of the cigar right now, this Bolivar cigar has what you call a Colorado Maduro color. It's got a nice oiliness to the wrapper of the cigar, not toothy at all, and it's got a little waxy feel to it. The band, pretty good instruction, honestly. I mean, it's pretty elegant. It reminds you of a box of chocolates. Really, the layout of the colors and design and how it looks like it could go inside of a chocolate box or something like that. But other than that, there's some veins on the normal veins on the cigar. It's constructed really nice, which I'm really surprised how tight this cigar is right now. Whoever rolled it's handmade rolled, and it looks really good. It's just super tight. I had to look online of this because I didn't know a lot about this cigar. I do know that the Bolivar brand name is really out of Cuba. Has some Cuban cigars, Bolivar in particular, and you know, they're okay. You know, you're gonna have that love-hate relationship with Cuban cigars, and some people love them, some people hate them. I'm kind of like this with them because I had a lot of Cuban cigars that just rolled horribly and then they just smoked really terrible. But then there's ones that are really, really great. But anywho, this Bolivar that I'm smoking today basically is from the makers of the Partagas brand, and actually before that, the Rocha company that I didn't know anything about. Basically in the 1950s, the whole Fidel Castro deal going over there. A lot of folks fled from Cuba into other countries or whatnot, and this one in particular fled to the United States at one point and created and was able to get some patents, and then transfer I believe the Partagas and the Bolivar over to the U.S. They applied for U.S. trademarks basically, and this was what allowed them to be able to transfer that name over from Cuba to where they were currently located. Today, these cigars are made by General Cigar Company out of Dominican Republic. So this is the 5.5 by 50 in size. They call this the Robusto. I think it's a little bit longer than that, but I digress. Wrapper is Honduran. The fillers are questionable in this cigar because the websites vary. Some are saying there's Mexican, Dominican, and Nicaraguan in it. Some are saying just Nicaragua. So I don't know, but there could be up to 3 different types of filler in this cigar. Now the binder is Connecticut wrapper. I'm getting pretty consistent on the websites on what the wrapper is. But man, the burn line is doing really good on this cigar. I just wish it wasn't so tight. I'm gonna smoke this down a bit to see if I can get it unstuck. I'll tell you what, the flavors in this cigar are phenomenal right now. I just wish it wasn't so tight. There's some fruity notes coming through, like grape skin notes. Of course, the raisinette with the chocolate is coming through. There's cinnamon in there. There's really deep, like bold notes, but the cigar is really mellow. So online they're saying, I guess it's a full cigar. For me, it's really mild right now and really mellow. And I'm really liking how smooth this cigar is. So I'm just gonna smoke this down a bit and see if hopefully it opens up for me and I can have a better experience with this cigar. But so far, so good. All right, kinfolk, we're back in, getting to the second third of this Bolivar cigar, and nothing great to update you with. It's still stuck like a some gun. Hella tight. Don't know where. I thought I cleared in this first third. Now I'm in the second. I feel like it's super tight right here in the final third, and that's probably where it is. So not really enjoying it, y'all. And to note, there aren't really a lot of flavors that really holds this cigar's attention, right? Or holds my attention to the cigar. If it wasn't for this stuckness of this cigar right now, I can probably get a lot more of those flavors that I'm trying to get. Right now, it's just a lot of chocolate and oak. But the experience that I'm having with this cigar is just making it, it really makes it hard to really pull anything out of this cigar because it's so hard to get any smoke out of this cigar. So just for the heck of it, just to finish this video, I'm gonna keep smoking this down to the final third, and I'll update you as soon as I get there to whether this cigar fixed itself or not. Y'all hang tight. All right, kinfolk, we are at the final third of the Bolivar cigar, and unfortunately, I don't have any good news to report to you all about this cigar. And what's funny is, just taking off this band here, and it's cracked. It's got the tobacco coming off right here, so I chalk it up as a bad roll. It's a bad roll, and most cigar reviews that you see online, most of the time they're smoking at least 3 cigars to give you a fair rating of a cigar. So I won't say that it's fair for me to say that you should pass on this cigar. I'll just say use your best judgment. If you find a cigar and you want to smoke it, just use your best judgment. This is the only cigar that I've had of this type, and it didn't smoke well at all. Super tight. It didn't even allow me to really give a fair judgment on the flavors of the cigar because I had such a hard time smoking this cigar. And the fact is, I believe it's stuck right about here. As I was smoking this cigar, I could feel it getting soft and spongy. So it wasn't up here, but right down here is still super tight. So it's not even worth me even finishing this cigar. So again, not a bad session as far as the flavors. They weren't too ridiculously stand outish, right? So it didn't really wow me in a sense to recommend this cigar. But again, I would say use your best judgment if you see this cigar out there. And you know, if I saw it out there again, I'd probably just pass over and get something else. But anywho, I'll end it right here. See, I gotta smoke something else now to make up for this shit. Anywho, y'all know the motto, be kind to one another, be kindred leaf. We'll see you in the next cigar breakdown video. See you next time.